Hey everybody, how are you? I am so excited to be back live. I have some fun little projects planned using some of the Dollar Tree gnomes. I went ahead, these were just the wooden gnomes from the Dollar Tree. And so I went ahead and painted all the area except for the beard in yellow because I'm going to use, this is going to be a sunflower themed gnome, and then I have the one that hangs, but I painted it the same to match these. Now if you notice, it looks like they have on ice skates, but that's okay because I'm going to be doing these as a sunflower theme, so I'm going to cover up those little ice skates and you'll see how. And then I have this one that has the stars on it, and I'm gonna make this a patriotic one if we have time. And whoop, come on, the fingers work. Make it match, or make this tree from Chalk Couture match so that my little gnomie can, call them gnomies, sorry, I'm weird, can stand next to a patriotic tree. So these were great from Chalk Couture. They actually, they're stars. I will put the stars on this too. Hi Penny, thank you so much for sprinkling, hun. But they were Christmas, they came out at Christmas time. They'll probably come out again at Christmas time. You can actually slide a little star in the top. You can use them as a carrot. You can use them as an ice cream cone and then make something to make a cone. You can do so many things with these little trees from Chalk Couture, or just cut some triangles yourself and then you have multiple things that you can do with them. So anyways, so I think the first one I'm going to work on is this one because I haven't painted any of it and it's going to need to dry. Oh, thank you. I'm still trying to get used to it, truth be told, because if you have seen any of my other videos, you know I have curly hair and it's weird. The shorter it goes, the less curl it is, and I'm not sure if it's, well, actually, I'm pretty sure it's because it was razored, so it cut all the curl out. So I'm used to just like wetting my hair and letting it do its thing, and now I have to actually, it takes me longer, which kind of defeated the purpose. But anyways, enough about my hair. So I'm just gonna throw some white paint on here. I need a bigger brush. This is gonna take forever. I don't need a real good coat. It's because I am gonna do something over this. I don't even know if it's necessary for me to paint it, but we'll see. You'll see what I'm gonna do for their beards. It's gonna give it a three-dimensional look. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. If you are watching me live on Facebook, it will have the little red square that says live. If not, then you're catching me on the replay or you're watching this on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Any which way you're watching. And I hope you like and follow my page. So I just threw on, hello Kelly. I just threw on a quick white coat of paint on the beard. And I think I'm gonna do that on all of these. To be a little bit careful up by the hat brim. It is really hot here in Vermont for Vermont weather. It's unusually hot, I feel like, for June. So I'm sorry if you hear all the fans going. Greetings from California. Thank you, Brenda. And hello, Elizabeth. Southern or Northern California, dear? Anybody on from Wyoming or Montana? I feel awful about Yellowstone. Can't believe it. It's insane. Oops, I just splattered more paint on my table. My husband is gonna have a bird when he realizes the damage I've done. So again, I'm just gonna try to cover up most of this paint, wood. It doesn't have to be perfect because I am gonna use a three-dimensional item, or an item to make it like a three-dimensional beard. So this is just kind of a base in case you can see through it a little bit. Donna Richards, did I see you're on? Hello, hello, friend. And no, I don't have eyes in the top of my head. I saw it before I looked down. Central California, So okay, so I asked that question and then I never really know the answer. Is San Francisco considered central, or is LA considered central? My son, I believe, lives in, well, he lives in Laguna Beach, so I think that's considered northern, or southern, excuse me, southern California, but I'm not sure what. It is according to Jennifer. I know I haven't been on in a long time. I hopped on this morning real quick to make my friend that berry sign, and that was it. I haven't been on in forever. End of the school year and lacrosse is really, whoo! So I'm just throwing on some quick paint on the beard. Then we'll do the noses real quick. And then the fun is gonna start. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. By the way, I think we are like meant to be friends because I knew exactly what you meant. I just read a meme, or however you say those things, that said, you know that they're a true friend if what they type, now I thought that what you typed made sense, but the meme, or however you say it, said, you know it's a true friend when what they type doesn't make any sense, but you understand what they're saying, or something like that. I think that it is going to thunderstorm, so I hope it doesn't cut my live short. San Valley gives a lot of the food to feed the nation. Oh, wow. Okay. I was in San Francisco at Christmas time. Actually, just before Christmas. I flew home on like the 22nd or 23rd of December. My daughter and I had a mother-daughter trip down there. It was great. And we probably drove through that because we drove all over the place. I know one day we went to Napa Valley. But I don't remember all the other places we went. I think Napa Valley's further north of San Francisco, but I'd have to look at a map. I don't remember. All I know is I came home and I had only been to LA, and when I came home from San Francisco and visiting Napa Valley and all that area, I told my husband, I said, Okay, California isn't all what you think it is. It isn't all what's on TV that is like labeled as California. I said it looks a lot like here in some spots. And I told him the traffic that we drove through in San Francisco wasn't really that bad. Like even on the Golden Gate Bridge, I didn't think it was that bad. So for being December too, when there should have been extra traffic, I would think. Doing a really lousy paint job on this one, so I'm glad it doesn't really matter, because this is that paint that doesn't cover well anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and paint his nose white and then put the pink over the top of it. Let's see. I have this Princess Pink. I think it's Princess Pink is the name of it. I'm just gonna, well, I'll probably regret doing this, but putting it on my paper that I need to use as my base here for my project. The one thing I've learned, you guys, is hi Jana, how are you, friend? Is if you do a project and you're just like, oh, I like it, but I'm not loving it. One thing that works for me is, it's not out here, but it's that, I don't think, it's my Americana, sorry, my husband's going right next to the window. The Americana Decor Wax. You brush it on, or sponge brush it on, and then wipe it off with a baby wipe, and it just takes that, I don't want to say the edge, but for lack of a better word, it takes the edge off of the color. So if it's too bright, or I don't know, because that's usually what happens to me. I kind of like muted tones, and so if it's too bright and I'm like, I put wax on it and then wipe it off with a baby wipe, and it's like perfect. So I'm just giving their noses a little pink skin tone to it. And now I'll do this one. Now the sunflower gnomes I want to be kind of bold. The patriotic one, I'm feeling like I want it rustic looking, so I probably will do that, but I didn't bring the wax out here to do it. So I'll have to wait until after. And there's his little nose. Boop. Okay. So, let me close these up. See which beard is dry. This is still wet. His is definitely wet. His is dry. So, oh good Lord, how many times is he gonna go by my window? I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. I have this lightweight spackling. This, I think, came from Dollar Tree. Of course, you can get it at a hardware store. It's the stuff that, can't get it open. It's the stuff that you use, like, if you got a hole in your sheetrock. And I use it, oh goodness, I've already got it all over my shirt. Oh, I hope that's not paint. Oh, I got paint on my shirt, and it's acrylic paint. Pooey, oh well. So what I am gonna do, whoops, is just take some of this on my little palette knife, right, which is also from the dollar store, and I'm going to push it down. As you can see, it's making a mess, but that's okay. This stuff is pretty forgiving. It won't stick to my table or anything like this. This is gonna give his beard a texture, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in just 1 second. It's gonna give it dimension and texture. I love, love, love doing this. It's so much fun. If you do trees, like triangle trees, and you paint them green, and you paint them some different colors to give it some shade and some texture to it, some depth, and then put a little bit of this with some glitter. Oops. It's amazing. Look at, can you see how it already is giving it? So instead of, oh, thank you, Doreen. So instead of using like fur, you can I could use fur to give him his beard, but there he goes by the window again. I think he's trying to drive me bonkers. Or maybe he's just trying to mow the lawn. All right, so. Probably should have added a little tiny bit of, oh, I have water. Now how can I get it? It's drinking water though. I wonder if you can add water to this. Clean, dry, stir spackling. If material is so dry that it falls apart, add 1 teaspoon of water. There we go. Here's a teaspoon. Couple of drops. Okay, that's what I needed to do. I needed to add water. So this is a lot like the chocolate couture paste. If it's dry, you just can add a little bit of water, stir. Is it the right consistency? Add a little bit more. Oh gosh, I'm dumping water all over the place here because that was my, in case I talk so much that my throat gets dry. Okay, this is much better. This is gonna go on much, much better. Let me see if I can get some of the water onto it. I'm crazy, you guys, seriously, I am crazy. Well, it did work. I did get some water on there. Now I just gotta, there we go. Today was our school's field day. Yes, we are still in school. Even though every school around us is out, we're still in session. Anyhow, so we have the local fire department come and they spray the kids, and they had so much fun. Oh my gosh. The squeals of delight. And the firemen, I think, like doing this sort of thing just as much because they could see, you know, kids being kids and happy and just playing around and having fun. All right, I love this. I'm going to show it to you. There we go. Look at that. Is that not hysterical? I love the dimension that it gives it. I hope, on the live video, sometimes it's hard to show things so that you get the full effect. But in the picture that I post, you'll be able to see it better, I think. I'm just gonna try to, I have water all over my table. a little piece of scrap fabric I'm gonna just wipe it up with. Okay. Now we are going to do this one with some spackle. This one shouldn't take as long because I did water it down. Actually, I think I'll push it down with my finger first. And then spread it around. And on this one, I think maybe what I'll do is do lines down to make it look like hair. Oh, thank you. Isn't it cute? I think it's so pretty too, hon. Whoops. So I'm not sure if you guys saw, but I made a bunch of patriotic things for my camper to hang up, and then we took it for a drive to go get gas in it and get propane and stuff. And it drove me absolutely nuts because they kept banging on, let's see, could have, oh yes, gray. Oh, that's a great idea. What if I added black to it? They kept sounding like this, except, oh, I shouldn't do that to that one, but imagine like 8 signs banging against it as we're driving down the road. And I was like, my husband doesn't like me to put those 3M things that, you know, you can pull back off, and they say they don't rip the wallpaper, but he doesn't believe them. So he won't let me use that to attach it to hold them in place. So all the decorations I made, I had to take down. What if I take the lid, because I can always wash the lid, add a drop of black, and I had white out here, add a little bit of white, so it's not, oh, that's a lot of white, yep. And then, somebody told me that the last time I did this, and I still forgot to do it this time. Maybe it was you, I don't know, but now I'm gonna do it. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of mix it all in. It's like salt and pepper beard. A little bit too much pepper. So we've gotta make it more salty, right? I guess I didn't add too much white to it. It's always hard to know. I'm gonna add a little bit more. So I'm gonna use it for both of these, this one and the other little one. So all I did was add a drop, this is just the lid, and I added a drop of black, which that was definitely plenty because look at how gray that is. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's pretty dark gray. And then I added a lot of white paint and the spackle to it. I'm trying to decide. I think I'm only gonna do this one in gray, the little one. I'm gonna set that aside for a minute. And I'm gonna finish this one up, just using my fingers. I made lines before. I'm trying to remember how I did lines. Maybe with just a piece of like a thin piece of cardboard, and I have a piece out here. And this is just spackle, you guys, even though I'm treating it as if it's like the air dry clay, because you can kind of mold it, but sorry if my fans are really loud. They're really loud here. I feel like I'm screaming at you guys. All right. I'm a hot mess. Always, always a hot mess. Let's see. I thought I had a piece of cardboard. Oh, you know what? I'm going to be using some reindeer moss, so I'm going to take the cardboard off the top. Come on. I think this is how I did it before, and then because it's thicker than paper, I just went and just kept to kind of just make a bunch of little lines in the uneven texture. That makes sense. And then when it dries, it kind of works its way into looking more like hair. So there's his beard. I'm loving it. All right. So now we're gonna do the little guys. And he's getting a gray beard. Now I have to remember I can't touch this one with my fingers because it's got the paint in it. But it should go on pretty easy because it's got a lot of moisture in it. If you just hopped on, I got all three of these gnomes at the dollar store, Dollar Tree, for $1.25 each. I wonder if they're going to change the name of Dollar Tree. Are they going to change the name? Anybody know? I've heard a lot of people say, well, how can it be called Dollar Tree if nothing in there's a dollar anymore? It's close enough. It's close enough to $1. Would they change it to dollar plus inflation? Smarty pants, I know, I know. To be careful I don't make a weird face when I'm doing this, like, because it'll freeze me when I'm making that. So I did put white paint underneath because I wasn't certain if you'd be able to see the plain wood if I didn't. Now this stuff takes about 24 hours to 48 hours to completely dry, but I'll still be able to work with the sign or the little piece of decor in the meantime. I love the gray. Thank you for that idea. I know it's not like just a little bit of gray, it's like really gray, but I love it. I'm thinking about adding a little bit of gray to my other one, but I don't know yet. We'll see. We shall see. I can always take a a paintbrush. That's what I did with my wooden gnome that I made, and dry brush gray onto the white once it dried. So he is like a silver fox. All right, man, it looks like it's gonna storm. Come on now. There we go. Like, come on, I can't get that little bit to stay down. Oh, my Lantis. There we go. All right. Now I gotta make the top match it because I really like the way it looks. This is like Mr. Scruffy. He's gonna be funny, you guys, when you see what I'm doing with him. Because he's gonna be all Mr. Biker Beard looking. And then he's gonna be little flower guy. Okay. Phewie, look at that beard though. Oh my gosh. I'm in love. Okay. So, a piece of plastic got on this one. Come on. There we go. Stop, Jennifer. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Don't like the way it was looking. Shoot. Okay. Stop. In the name of all things. Thank you, Anne. All right. So, wow. Okay. So next thing, while all my gnomes dry, I'm actually going to paint his hat blue. So I'm making 4 different projects at once. So see, you can do it. If I can do it, you guys can certainly do it. And you can knock out a lot of projects. Oh, did I really want to do this? Yeah, I guess so. I was gonna do stripes, I just realized, but it's all good. You can knock out a bunch of projects or a bunch of themed pieces of home decor all at once. If they all tie in together, or even if they don't and they have different drying times and stuff, do what I'm doing. You do one part and move to the next one. Then you do one part and you move to the next. And it's not really taking you any more time because you were gonna have to let it sit there and dry, unless you're gonna go do housework in between. Who wants to do that, right? Come on, you guys gotta give me some hearts for that. Who wants to go do housework? I'd rather be making home decor or making cutesy little things as gifts. That's what I'm talking about, come on. This is brand new paint and it's super thick, like it's 10 years old. That's not good. And it's acrylic paint, not chalk paint, so it shouldn't be. But boy, this is the thing I have a problem with. Look at how bold that blue is. It's very bold. Maybe I'll come to love it. We'll see. So this little gnome that I got had 1 raised star and then 2 imprinted, or like laser cut into the hat. So I am gonna try to paint around the laser imprint. Can you see what I'm talking about? But if I can't, I'm just gonna paint over it and then maybe put rustic stars. I have little metal rusty stars. It's easy to paint around the raised one. The key is a good brush, you guys. If you have a good brush that has stiff bristles, then you'll be able to do that. And I did grab one of my better brushes. So I'm being successful. I don't know, whoops, if you can tell. Okay, who can tell me what Juneteenth Day is? Or whatever that's called. I have no idea what it is, except my bank said they're closed. I was like, okay, don't the banks already get enough holidays? Now they're gonna have like this made up day? What in the heck is it? Juneteenth. I was like, what is that? Do I have my head buried in the sand, you guys? I've never even heard of it until this year. And I was like, well, that's annoying. They already close at 4 o'clock and now they're gonna have another holiday? I need to get myself a banking job. I think they don't even open till 10. Maybe they open at 9 now. It was like 10 to 4, that's sweet. About 17 holidays. It's a holiday that, oh, okay. Why don't they just pick a day? Like, or not pick a day, but like, yeah, I don't know. Are all businesses celebrating that on the same day? Like my bank is closed on the 20th. So I wondered if everybody's closed on the 20th or that's just the day that my bank decided to celebrate it. Like I said, I know nothing. Thank you for telling me. I read a really good book. I don't know if I shared it on a live video with my son was reading it actually to me. I make him read out loud to me, and he was reading this one called, oh crap, I'm gonna forget the name of it. That's okay, I don't need to know the name of it unless somebody wants to read it with their child. Then I can get you the exact name, but it was called Wagon Wheel, and it was about, it's a federal holiday. Okay, well that's why they get it off. So then it's not a made up holiday. Sorry I said that. So it was about a man that had gotten freed from slavery, and because of some proclamation back in the day, if they moved west, they could actually get a piece of property for free. Like they could land on it, build a house, claim the land, and it was theirs. Awesome, right? So this man, it's coming out good. I was able to do it, you guys. Even up close, it looks good. So I'm gonna, whoops, set that aside now. And then I think for my tree, I'm gonna do blue across the top, and I have some stars that I'll put on after I forgot to bring them out, and maybe I'll do red, white stripes. I'll attempt. So him and his wife set off. They had 3 boys, 3 young boys, and they set off west, and his wife died on the journey. And they came to the town where they were supposed to be able to get free, like the free land, and the people were living underground, like out of fear. And the guy said, I'm not gonna live in fear underground. And so they did end up living in a dugout type thing for a little while, but then he did not want to teach his boys to live in fear, and they had just gotten free. So he was like, no, I'm not gonna do this, you know? And so he left his kids alone, much to everybody's chagrin, apparently. And I think his oldest boy was only like 11 maybe, because I remember it being around my son's age. He left him in charge of his little brothers and said that he would send word for them when he could. And so the townspeople found out, and they were outraged that the father had left him there alone. And the boy went and he provided for his little brothers, because their father had taught them well how to fish and hunt small game. And after a certain amount of time, they decided that they wanted to go try to find their father, because they hadn't gotten, excuse me. They got a letter from him, and it gave them directions. Basically, the directions were like, follow the river until you, like that type of direction. Follow the river until the bend in it where there's trees that make a Y. And across the river, you'll see a big pile of rocks type thing. And that 11-year-old brought his little brothers down the stream in a makeshift raft, because it would cut out a lot of the time. And they found the directions of where their father said to turn or whatever into the woods. And when they were walking, they heard somebody whistling, and it was their father. They made it to their father. It's an incredible story, and it was true. I can't remember what his name was. I don't know if I'm going to really paint this whole side, but we'll see. Probably. But this way, if I make a mistake with my lines, I can always go, oh, I'll just show this side. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so that needs to be washed. Then I already got white on there, so I don't have to paint the white. So now we just have to paint the red stripes on, which I did not bring enough paintbrushes out here. How is that possible? That's okay, because I can use this one. I'm gonna let the blue dry before I do too much more with that. So with this little guy, I might have to go, oh no, I'll just use a glue stick. Never mind, it'll work. I'm actually gonna do black. One of these I was gonna do something different. I think that one I should do the polka dots on. Okay, so we're, set that one aside, forget that for a minute. We're gonna go with this guy, and I'm gonna do black polka dots on his hat. I'm gonna use my glue stick. You could use a pencil, you could use one of those sponge paintbrushes that are circles. I'm just gonna use my glue stick. Boop. What? Come on now. Fuddy-duddy. Oh, whoa, whoa. That's okay. All right, many polka dots, way more than I planned to do, but that's okay. Now I am going to do the little circle down here, the pom-pom, whatever it's supposed to be at the end of his hat, right? I'm gonna make all black, like so. And then I actually want to make the rim of his hat black. And I'm a crazy lady. So, let me just fix these stinking circles that aren't circles. Where did my little bee go? I had a little bee. I see it now. It's very nonchalant, and I am going to itty bitty teensy weensy little bumblebee, and I'm gonna stick it on his hat. Sort of like it's flying upwards, and I'm going to cover that hole. Okay. Yes, I'm a wackadoodle. I'm going to use my glue stick because I don't want to leave you guys, and I didn't bring enough. I might have to, because that's not going to work. I'm just grasping at straws here. Oh, I can't believe I thought I grabbed too many paintbrushes. All right, what do I need? I'll just use it. All right, it's got a little bit of white in it, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I'm always like trying to find a shortcut. Oh, I don't want to leave the camera because I can't believe I forgot the brush, so, but this one will work. I swear I brought out like 6 paintbrushes, you guys. Okay, I am really starting to think this is utterly adorable. It is. Then I'm gonna paint his shoes, because you will see part of his shoes. I'm just gonna do a line across. You're not gonna see the part that looks like the ice skate, but you may see the black of his shoes coming through, so I just wanna cover those up. If you had some baker's twine, you could actually like make a little shoelace bow and glue it on like his boots are tied. That would be cute. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do with him ooh, is take my surface. Okay, this is a chalk couture board. It can stand by itself. It's got white, oh thank you, white and wood. So I could use this for one side and then do something different on the other. I'm gonna glue him on there, you guys, like so, okay? This hot glue gun is hot. I don't know if you can see the steam, but it is smelly too, because it's been on a while. All right, then I'm going to place him down towards the bottom, but not completely. Just gonna hold it there for a second. He was a little warped. So that's what it looks like so far. I guess I could have put him closer to the side, but it's all good. Now I need to put a glue stick in, one that doesn't have paint all over it. All right, and then I have some Spanish moss from the Dollar Tree. That looks like a little rabbit doo-doo in it. It's really kind of gross. And I'm gonna put glue down here and then put this and cover up those skates so it looks like he's standing on grass, okay? So for this, I kind of have to go a little wonky. And then be careful that I don't burn myself when I put the moss on. I had more moss. Where is it? Oh, right here. I want it to look like grass. I'm so afraid I'm going to get burnt. Let me just... push that down through the hot glue. So he's standing on some grass, right? Is it not looking adorable, right? But that's not all I'm gonna do with him. I want him to be a sunflower man. I have these that were from my son's and daughter-in-law's wedding many moons ago. No, really, just two. And I thought that we could, let me see if I can pull this off. There we go. There we go. Okay. So first, I thought I would take some of these and just stick them in the grass so he's got like little sunflowers sprouting up around him, right? Isn't that going to be cute? Oh, and you know what? I think I can just do that. Kind of want them so they're looking up, and I want them bent forward a little bit. So I'm just going to take them. They're not wired. They're just plastic. So I'm going to try and shape them the best that I can. And put a little bit of glue in there. Put them together and use the back of my paintbrush. That's the word I'm looking for. Why is it not? There we go. I've burnt that part of my finger before. I really don't want to do that again because it hurt like the dickens. Whoops. Try this a little bit more. There we go. All right, then on the other side, let's see if I can get them to twist and turn. I guess I should have put them on before I put the green. I wasn't thinking. I thought I could just kind of slide them down in, but it's not working. So these are gonna look a little bit shorter, like a little bit shorter flowers. I'm gonna push it down in. If you use the reindeer moss on something like this, you want to make sure that you do have it really well attached because you don't want your picture to keep shedding. And because the reindeer moss is moist, it does have a little bit of a hard time sometimes attaching. But there it is up close. Now, he doesn't really have hands. I was going to attach the bigger flower to his hand, but that's almost too big for him. But let me try something. I think it's too, whoop, don't get in the wet paint. Too big, huh? I was hoping it would fit up here, but the stem doesn't go down that far. You know, so it would look like he was a little tiny gnome. There were baby sunflowers coming up, and then there was this one big one coming up that was taller than him. I think if I put it close enough to the edge, it won't matter. And it's bending the way I wanted the little ones to. So let me try that. I think it's gonna look cute. Now, if I don't burn myself, it truly will be a crafting miracle. There we go. Get out of there. Oh, I love it, you guys. All right. So he is done. How stinking cute, and it stands, right? Or I can hang it because it has the lip in the back. The last thing I was thinking about doing, and you guys can tell me like, no, was writing sunshine with, no, I don't like it. I already looked. Too long of a word. I think if I had a little short word, if you guys think of something, you know, like a little whatever, then let me know. But I love him. If I had something to put up here as a sun, I would. Because I was thinking about writing the word sunshine, but it's just too long. I'll think about it. I might be able to come up with something catchy. Okay, so that was him. Now we're gonna do the little one to kind of match him. We are going to, what were we going to do? For this one, I had thought about just doing, I should have brought more sunflowers out. My daughter-in-law loves sunflowers, and so she had at her wedding. So I have all these artificials. I should have brought a bunch out instead of just a couple. But I thought about, because I want these to kind of go together. So all I'm doing is pulling them off. And then they have that little stem thing, and then just cutting that plastic piece off. I don't know if I think that's all I want to do, shoot, is that. Because I think if I put them all over his hat, let's see, it's going to look silly. Okay, it's going to look silly. So now let's just do his brim black. By the way, if you like that other, where did I get the gnomes? So these gnomes all came from the Dollar Tree. And, you know, I almost didn't buy them because I was like, oh, I don't know. And I don't know. And then I was like, buy them, Jennifer. Who cares if they have ice skates on? Because this one and that one have ice skates on, and I was like, I just can't, my brain just couldn't think of something to do with them with ice skates on. And I was like, oh duh, I can cover up the ice skates. Okay, so this looks cute so far. Maybe I'll do polka dots on him. I wonder if I can do little polka dots with the bottom of the paintbrush. What do you guys think? This has some glue on it. Or I have this little thing of hot glue. I wonder. See, I'm always so weird. Oh, it works perfect, you guys. Just the little blob that came out. Thank you, Pat. When I turned my hot glue gun on, wait till you see how perfect. It makes the little dots. And I don't try to be chintzy, and I make sure that I have enough paint. And they don't all have to be the same, I guess. Try not to be symmetrical. Definitely a pencil eraser would be easier. Not going to lie. All right. I'm going to switch to the end of the paintbrush. And that is not working. All right. He looks like he's got chicken pox. People even know what chicken pox are anymore with the vaccine. Okay. Now let's paint his shoes black. So it may seem like I'm on here forever doing this, but don't forget I am chit-chatting with you guys. If I was just doing this, it would be faster, but I'm also ending up making like 4 things. So it's really not that much time when you think of it that way, 4 things. No. Okay. So then what I'm going to do, he's cute. He is cute. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is just glue down here, put that green stuff on. I have so much junk on my shirt right now. I should have changed when I got home from work. So he's standing in the grass. And we're gonna put some random flowers in front of him. Some random little sunflowers. And we are also gonna have some growing up. Okay. I think it's gonna work to my advantage that he is wearing, does have those ice skates on, because I'm going to attempt to put this in the bottom of the stems into that hole. So you can see it from that side. See how I poked it through there? And then when that dries, I'm gonna put some glue here and I'm gonna pull the flowers up so that they're standing upright. But let's do Mr. Patriotic while that dries, while that hot glue dries. Anybody come up with something? Oh, look at that. Something, oh shoot, somebody said something about chicken pockets. All right, so here is my tree to go along with my patriotic little guy. And it is dry, so it's already red, so let's just try, see if I can paint a straight line. Do I have anything I can use as a guide? I could use this. Oh wow, the blue line I thought I did straight is super crooked. This side is better. Okay, so whoops. Hey, there's one straight line. Oh, all this folk art paint is super thick. That's weird. I did not realize that it was such thick paint. All right, I have to do another red stripe here on the edge. boy. Hi, honey. So, I'm almost done. All right. You know what? It doesn't have to be perfect, right? We're all human. I'm not trying to sell this. I'm just using it for my own. My own house, my own decor. I want it to look nice, but it doesn't have to be perfect. If I had it sitting in a... Hi, Diane. If I was selling it in a store, yes. I would probably drive myself insane trying to make sure that the lines were perfect. But I like things that are perfectly imperfect, so. All right, it doesn't look too bad. A little wavy. When I look at it up close, I'm like, oh, it doesn't look bad. And then I look at it in the camera, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. I'm going to put a big white star, big white wooden star right there in the center. I don't have it out here. Now I'm gonna take my little gnome. He's not gonna get any greenery. I am just gonna paint his pants red. The cool thing with these ones that stand is you guys can decorate both sides. I'll just do the whole bottom part too. So you could decorate the back side if you wanted to. I did paint it on the little yellow one. Right, where am I here? I need like 40 paintbrushes out here. This one's too big for this area in the red. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry you lost my audio. It's probably because that thing popped up that my battery's about to die. So there's my little patriotic gnome next to the tree. I'm gonna put a white star on the top. I'll have to post a picture of it. Then this, I just need to put the little dab of glue on. Let's see. And push it down. Come on now. Push it down. Just hold that there while I close this up. So yes, I was on for a long time. Yes, I was. So those of you that have been here from the beginning, if anybody, Thank you, thank you, thank you. If not, I totally get it. And you can speed through the replay and just catch the parts that you're like, how did she do that? Or what did that look like to begin with? Here is my big sunflower dude. I like him a lot. And then, oh my gosh, look at this, you guys. I'm loving my little guy. Look at my little guy. I love him. So I had all this stuff on hand, but you can get the gnomes from the Dollar Tree. This is, you could use, I'm just gluing another little sunflower on. You could use any surface, but this is a chalk couture, and it's two-sided so that if you did invest in it, you could do something on the other side as well. And then I just used the flowers and paint that I had on hand. And this triangle star that I'm going to be putting, triangle flag that I'm going to be putting the star on is a chalk couture Christmas tree. And it's also two-sided. I just have to paint the other side. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed it and I inspired you to think outside the box and spend $2 or $3 and make some really cute home decor. I'll craft with you later, guys. Bye-bye.